Hey everybody, hope you guys doing alright. So real quick, I got some words on presidential immunity. I feel it needs to go. And here's some brief words as to why. So no one, not even Jesus or Buddha, should be above the law. That's how I feel. Some of you guys might not agree, but that's how I feel. Even Jesus grew in stature and wisdom, so we all got lessons to learn. This is also one of the biggest problems. It's a pretty big problem, yeah, in the Bible, and also in regards to the Buddha, is we don't hear about all of the the normal shit they had to go through. Like they had to go through fucking trials, tribulations, just like everybody else. They didn't just come out as some immaculate being with all their superpowers and shit. No, they had to go through life just like everybody else. They've dealt with all the pains and sorrows and feelings and sicknesses and all that shit, just like other normal people. So anyways, based on that, like again, like that nobody's above the law. Like Jesus can do wrong, Buddha can do wrong, and they're gonna have to deal with the consequences that come from those actions if they commit them. So, with that being said, again, nobody, not the president, not anybody. Let me just continue. So, a number of reasons why this isn't a good idea. So, in that it does not help people, it does not help perpetuate a good, a posterity. That's the word. Because I think he's using this against me. He saw that the Constitution, which tells me he doesn't even know it very well. Because I think he got this from me, where it says how part of the Constitution, the powers that that lie in the Constitution, which is the ultimate law, the ultimate power, is part of it is to ensure posterity, which is like security. So I think Trump is using that clause in the Constitution to give him allowance or right to do something like invading Greenland. However, he's not thinking far enough ahead, or I don't know, or I don't know if he is, or he might be, and he might not care about it, and he might just be hoping that other people don't think far enough ahead. But I have, and what I've come up with is the fact that, first of all, if you go back in history, in wars, in World War II and shit, nobody did what he does. Like people, like alliances and shit. Like if Greenland, something happens to Greenland, and there is a serious threat, then first of all, that should be information that should be shared with Greenland, and y'all should be working together as allies, and you should get Greenland's permission to put troops and to help protect that island, because it is their island. And if there really is a threat to the free world, and that's a threat to them, which means that they would likely be more than happy to receive support and protection from America if there truly is a threat. And we could work together willingly, which is also the best way to go about doing it, because if you just go in there and invade and conquer and conquest when they don't want to be invaded or conquered or conquest, you're going to have to deal with a constant civil strife and potential rebellion and riots. The people aren't going to be happy. It's not going to be fun. And then you have to deal with repercussions that comes from invading your allies. Like other allies may turn against us, which literally puts us in a position that threatens our posterity. So what he's doing, if he's doing it to secure posterity, he's actually fucking our posterity up by doing it like that. Like nobody does shit like that. You should be talking with Greenland and working with Greenland. If there is a serious threat, then you guys should work together, and we should also bring in other allies and work together as a team to help solve this problem. That's what we did in World War II, and it was literally successful. So why change it up? What he's doing is more in the lines of what Hitler did, was just invade shit, and then you make allies with people who are invade. Like they didn't even work together. They really just worked. They were just against the same people, but they didn't really have any joint operations. But the Allies, they did. They had a lot of joint operations, but you didn't hear or see very much like German and Japanese soldiers. They didn't really fight. I don't think they ever fought together. I could be wrong, but I don't recall hearing about any battle or anything like that where Japanese and German troops actually fought together, even though they were technically on the same side. That's the way that they rule. They can't work together because at the end of the day, to their core, they're still out to be the biggest fucking dog, and they're going to do whatever they can to make sure they are the biggest dog, including, eventually defeating their temporarily allied forces like Japan. Like if Japan were to win, or if the German and Japanese forces were to win, then they too would eventually, I feel, probably duke it out. Now it might be a few hundred years, or maybe only a few years. It might have happened, right in this time span of that war, but eventually I feel like those two nations, based on the core intent of who they are and what they gotten themselves into, are eventually probably going to go to war. So, but anyways, beyond all that, their way was not successful. They both lost. It's the first time ever that Japan ever surrendered. It's a country, a nation that's been around for thousands of years, and we were the only ones, and have been the only ones, that successfully accepted their surrender. And it's because we worked together. We didn't just go and invade fucking England or France and be like, okay, we're just going to take over this shit because you guys are a security risk. No, that shit is stupid. It's silly. It's not the way you do things. It's not the right way, good way to do things. And it's not the American way. It's not any part of America I want to be a part of. So, all right, I love you guys. Y'all take care. Bye.